I do a lot of bicycle riding, and there's this one really long hill on this circuit that I ride on, and it's at the bottom is this intersection, and if you time it correctly, it takes maybe a minute and a half to go down this hill, and by the time you get to the bottom, you're going like 50 miles an hour. But you have to time it correctly, because if you get to the bottom, then you have to slam on the brakes because the light turns red. It kind of sucks. And so I've done a lot of experimentation, so I know exactly when to leave the top, so when I get to the bottom, the light can turn green like about halfway down the hill. But it is kind of scary to ride down this really long hill, seeing a red light at the very bottom, hoping that it's going to change green. But last week I was going down, and right when I got to the bottom, I went to this nightclub the other night, and it was kind of this nightclub downtown. I hadn't been there before, and I walked inside, and there's all these really attractive people. I mean, I was probably the least attractive person there. And these three girls started like talking to me, and I was thinking this is some kind of, goof or play or something. But they were like really into me, and they said, "Hey, come back to our place." It's not really our place. We're borrowing it. We're house sitting from a friend. We're out of town, and want to come back and have some fun. And I thought, this is too good to be true. And part of me was thinking maybe something bad's gonna happen, but just roll with it and see what happens. So I go to this huge mansion up in the hills with these three girls, and they take me down into the basement, and there's this huge bed that's covered with this massive red silk cover sheet. And they turn the lights down, and we start messing around, and they tie me to the bed, and I'm thinking, fuck, this is gonna be awesome. And when me and my friend left the party, because the tap on the keg that some idiot had bought or borrowed instead of buying one wasn't working, so another guy at the party said, "I have a tap back in my apartment, you can use that one." So we went back to get his, and we were riding the elevator down, and my friend dropped the tap, and there's this really big space in between the inside of the elevator and the outside of the elevator where the elevator doors open, and the tap fell down there. And my friend said, "Here, watch this." And he stopped the elevator in between two floors. He climbed underneath the elevator and said, "I'll hang on to the bottom, go all the way down, and I'll jump down and grab the tap and jump back up and then stop the elevator halfway between floors on the way back up, and I'll climb back in." And I thought, fuck, dude, that's crazy. And he's like, "No way, dude, I've done it before." I said, okay. And so he gets underneath, and he starts screaming and yelling, "Ah!" like he's dying or something, but he's just goofing around. But then I don't hear him anymore. And I listened for like 5 minutes, and I can't hear his voice. So I stop the elevator, I get out, I climb underneath, I'm hanging on the bottom, I look down, and he actually fell. When he was goofing around, he fell, broke his back. He looked like he might have still been alive, but he was kind of like coughing and sputtering. So I just climbed back inside the elevator, went back to the party, and said, "Yeah, I don't know what happened to Bill. Did anyone see him?" And no one really asked me what happened. I didn't really hear about him after that. And so I'm downstairs at this party, or this basement, tied to the bed, thinking this is gonna be the night of my life. And I look up, and these three girls are looking over some kind of balcony, and they're smiling. And they flip this switch, and the room starts to fill up with water slowly. And what I thought was going to be the best night of my life turned into a horror show of slow death, of drowning in cold water, while these three gorgeous girls were looking at me and smiling and waving. Fucking Jesus Christ, that sucked. And so I get to the bottom of this hill, and I'm doing like 55. I have one of those odometers on my bike, or speedometers. They can tell you how fast you're going. And this old lady pulls out. She's turning left across, and she's like going super slow. Like, "Is it safe? Is it safe?" And I just slam into her car. I go flying, head over heels. I land in the back of a fucking gravel truck, get all cut up, and I'm like, I can barely move. And by the time I got out of the truck, I was able to climb out and wait for the truck to stop and climb out. I was in goddamn Fresno. Fuck, what a horrible experience.